presenter that was new. She was lovely. She came up to me and she said, "Oh, I'm so glad you're doing stand-up. We don't have enough female stand-up comedians." And then every stand-up comedian I saw that night was a woman. So I'd like to officially resign as the token female stand-up comedian and retake my throne as the official token non-binary comedian. I've been getting upset at my boss at work a lot recently. The other day, he had me stamping business cards. He hands me, 1,000 blank cards and tells me to stamp them all. I tell him that I might take some breaks to do something more exciting. And he says, "Not everything can be exciting all the time," which is true. But also, don't try to teach me a life lesson when you can't pay your fucking rent. I hate that, being condescended to, or just feeling like someone is being condescending at me. Usually they're not. Usually they're trying to teach me things. Usually it's in some sort of room with a bunch of chairs and tiny tables with a bunch of people sitting in them, on a whiteboard and a projection screen on one side of the back wall. I don't know if you've ever been in a place like that, but it's not a conducive learning environment. But I've been doing that a lot recently, getting annoyed at my boss. And to be clear, he is a great boss, super understanding, super accommodating. I am appreciative for the fact he was even willing to employ me, but he's been pissing me off lately. And I think the reason is I have a better job lined up. I'm trying to get an excuse to quit so I can switch jobs sooner without feeling guilty about it. My new job opportunity actually is at Chico Magic, a downtown magic store I've mentioned before. It got a new owner recently, and he is phenomenal. I asked him about working there, and he said he'd only hire me if I promised to bring Theo with me every day. Theo, for those who don't know, is my phenomenally adorable service dog. He's a beautiful dog. I feel like I can't overstate that. He gets compliments constantly, so much that I find them incredibly annoying, but they're not for me, they're for him, and I think he likes them, so it's all right. We also have people guessing his breed a lot. He's a Rhodesian Ridgeback. I remember one time I was walking to work, and it was Halloween. We walked past this group of women dressed as slutty witches, and slutty is not my adjective. I'm pretty sure it was on the costume tag. These women are wearing bikini tops, tiny tutus, tiny hats, and high heels. And, I can judge. I don't pay them any mind, walk past, and then as I do, I notice Theo starts getting scared, turning behind, trying to see something behind us. I hear this clicking sound coming from behind me. I stop, I turn around, and there is an adult woman in 8-inch heels, holding a baby in one arm, dressed as a witch, running at me, full speed. She gets up to me, she stops, she puts her hands on her knees, she breathes for a second, and then she goes, "Is he spayed?" "What? Is your dog spayed?" "Yes." "Oh, that's a shame." And then she left. Tonight is the first Thursday night market of the year. For my shop, as a small downtown business, Thursday night market is a very stressful time. We need to be there in order to be seen by the community, but earning enough money every week to pay off the vendor fee is difficult. For us, we're focusing a lot on jewelry. We mostly sell gems and stones, but we have a small jewelry section. That's where most of our sales have been coming from lately. Now, we have two types of jewelry, stuff we made and stuff we didn't. As far as earrings go, about a fourth of them were made by me, and then another fourth are sterling silver from an estate sale, and another fourth were made by Randy's wife and are sold on consignment. And I have to say, every single time I see someone look at my earrings and then turn and buy one of Randy's, it hurts my soul. But I have to get over that feeling, and I figured that if I just make more earrings, eventually mine will be more popular than Randy's. That, plus pressure from market, means I've been making a lot of earrings lately. I like making earrings. It's really fun for me. I sit in the back of corner of the store with my beads and my autism, and I just vibe. But I also feel kind of bad about the PR of it. Like, I'm playing into hijabi stereotypes. Of course the hijabi is docile and submissive, sitting in the back corner doing girl things. That's a big stereotype about Muslim women, that we're submissive. And I'm not a woman, but in terms of Islam, in terms of the way the world perceives me, I kind of am. And these stereotypes, they get in the way. The organizations and people that push these stereotypes are benefiting by keeping women out of education and the workforce. The first university was actually founded by a Muslim woman. The Quran outlines our rights to education, to work, and our own finances and possessions, and men just pretend that isn't there. It's like weaponized incompetence. Well, babe, I just don't know how to do the dishes. Fucking learn. The point of that rant is that I like making the jewelry. It's calming, repetitive, but still creative. One thing, beads are different sizes. The holes in beads, also different sizes, and I get it, it makes sense. There's no council of bead elders to come together and decide the perfect size for a bead hole. But I'd really like it if there were. There's no feeling quite like laying out your plans for a pair of earrings just to learn that one of the beads you want doesn't fit a doubled up 29 gauge wire. And yet, for reference, that's a really thin fucking wire. And yet some beads still refuse. And then there's the opposite problem, beads with holes that are too big. I'll put my spacer bead on after them and they fall into the cavern, never to be seen again. It's a game of trust with every bead you choose. You're inclined to just use the same ones over and over again, the tried and true, the ones you know that will work, but there's always the allure of the mysterious new beads. And it becomes a gamble to see whether all your time planning out the design will be for naught. Could I just double up the wire and test the bead before doing the design? Yes, but I prefer the gamble. Something highly discouraged by Islam, but highly encouraged by my family. You'd laugh if you knew my mother married my father at a blackjack table. It's nice running into other Muslims in public, feeling like I have a community. It gives you a sense of grounding and purpose. Going to malls in Sacramento area and seeing crowds of hijabs, it's a hard feeling to explain. The issue is that as a convert, I feel the need to prove myself as a real Muslim every time I interact with someone. And I am a real Muslim. But boy, does it not feel that way when I respond, Assalamu alaikum, to someone saying Assalamu alaikum at me. And I know that sounds like gibberish, but it's important. Yes, thank you. Earlier today, I was at work and I had Danny Gonzalez playing on my radio. A Muslim man comes in and we make eye contact. He says salam, I say it back. He starts talking to my boss and the Alexa decides to start playing In Love with a Creeper. I don't know if you know this song. This is an explicit comedy song about having a threesome with a Minecraft creeper. And it is playing full blast on my radio while a fellow Muslim stands there, hears it, and judges me. He probably thinks I'm a fake convert who doesn't take the religion seriously and is going to hell. At least, that's what my anxiety tells me. And I trust my anxiety, it's always there for me. I volunteer at a communist charity called Red Meals. We cook and hand out food to the homeless. I've had a few interesting interactions while doing this. One in particular, a few years ago, I was at Saturday distribution and a man walks up to me. He gets maybe a few feet away from my face, looks me directly in the eyes and says, I used to kill people like you in Vietnam. And this was before I converted, so I'm pretty sure he was talking about communists. My family aren't friends of communism. Most of them don't know, or at least haven't been explicitly told. I like to think everyone who meets me just knows on an innate level. I have one aunt, sweetest woman in the world until I converted to Islam. Now I am dead to her. She tried to kick me out of a Thanksgiving dinner because I was wearing my hijab, and my dad got into this massive fight with her. If you've heard jokes about my dad in the past, you may be surprised by that behavior, defending me like an actual father. But don't worry, his rationale was, this is one step closer to Christianity. If we let it continue, then they'll become Christian. My dad's list of religions goes Christianity, Islam, paganism, and that's it. There are no other religions. It's like the idea of religious continuance, something fascinating and explored by the horror movie Heretic. The idea that Christianity came after Judaism, so it is inherently more correct. This considers Jewish people not their own religion, but instead they are simply less developed Christians. An obviously flawed thought process. One that does not take into account all the religions that have come out since Christianity, including Islam. And yes, Islam is younger than Christianity. That's a common misconception. But if religious continuance was true, and all religions led into the newest, most correct religion, then the real God is a spaghetti monster. I'm just joking, the newest religion is Baha'i faith, but the spaghetti monster was funnier. My religion is Islam, obviously, I've mentioned it a lot. It's a big part of who I am. But if I had to choose a second winner, it'd be Magic. The Gathering, to be specific. I donate most of my paycheck to the Temple of the Coast every week in exchange for Magic cards, and I already have so many that they aren't even organized anymore. They're just in boxes. And I need more. The other day, my friend James and I wanted to go buy Magic cards, but we had the temporary setback of being broke. So my mother just let us go through a jar of coins and get some to pay for cards. I assumed she thought we'd get like $1 or $2, maybe $7 for a pack. No, we got $20 in dimes. $25 in dimes, thank you, James. And then we went to the Magic store and gave this man $25 in dimes. We open up our packs. I get Jadzi the Oracle, very nice. James gets Demonic Tutor, a card that is worth $68 that he bought with $25 in dimes. I'm gonna call it there.